Yo guys, what's up? It's your girl Dev, and today we're going to talk about the second episode in this series, Remembering the Basics. And in this video, we're going to talk about the Barbarian, the one troop you see spawn across the map. And in this video, we will cover the commanders you should be using for these Barbarians, the talent trees associated, which also includes the commander pairs. Then talking about the Barbarian in particular, the rewards you get from those Barbarians, talking how to chain Barbarians for AP usage, and just standard good knowledge and tips and tricks. So strap in and let's go. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and hop into the commanders, and let's talk about these commanders because it's actually very important when you're farming Barbarians that we use the right kind of commanders. So the Barbarian commanders, we consider Ethelfled, Mina, Tao Tao, Boudica, Lohar, Kiara, and of course, Markswoman. You know, you can't forget the Markswoman at the very end. But anyway, so when it comes about talking about these Barbarian commanders, there's a lot of things that go into play. Okay, we don't really need to worry about so much about gear. There is gear that does apply strictly for Barbarian damage, right? But there are other gear, doesn't matter, you can use whatever you want to use, especially with Ethelfled. They do have multiple different types of unit types, so you can use different types of unit type specialties to help improve her stats. Now, the one thing that we look at with peacekeeping commanders is their peacekeeping skill here. And of course, there's always the skills. So as we talk about Ethelfled here, her third skill right here, it does at expertise, it does the skill damage and barb damage at 35% for both. So again, a lot of these skills are going to be redundant as we go and talk about the different commanders. We are going to look at one specific commander that I already have built out for farming Barbarians. We have Minamoto as well here, and he's got a couple of different skills, but his third skill here does 50% damage to Barbarians. So automatically 50% more damage. So then we talk about Tao Tao here, and his second skill does the 50% damage, which is the same skill as Minamoto. So the next commander that we're going to talk about is actually Boudica, and she is an epic commander that's here on our list. As we look at her here, her second skill has the 25% damage to Barbarians. She's a great commander to have in the open field for killing Barbarians in the early game. She's one of the commanders I recommend if you get early on. She's overall great because she's got a rage with her as well. And I like her, and she's got a heal. So Boudica is a great first commander to start out with. I definitely don't think you should pick her as the starting city, but definitely still a good commander to have to start if you can get her with the keys. The next commander, which is the most common commander you're going to see farming Barbarians, and that is, of course, Lohar. Lohar is the best Barbarian farmer because he's got the damage to Barbarians boost, and also he's got an XP boost on his third skill. So his experience bonus is extremely helpful when you're trying to level up commanders. You can kill you can have a Lohar with a secondary that you need to level up, like mine will be Constantine because I need to level my Constantine up for free. I don't want to use books. Then you can kill Guardians and get more value on the skills, on the percentage to his level up. The next commander, the third epic that we're going to talk about is Kiara. She's a new epic that they just added to the game a few months ago. Well, I guess it's almost half a year ago almost. And she's a great peacekeeper. Yeah, she does archers, and mostly is all for scenario battle, which her scenario battles. So it's not too bad. If you want to take a look at her skills here, 80% skill damage bonus, and then increased 150% increased skill damage bonus. That's a lot for scenario battles. So this is if you're trying to do like Ceroli Crisis or Ian's Ballads or Ceroli Assault. Now, again, going back to the Barbarian damage, you get bonus damage as well to this, which is cool. Again, that's in scenario battles. And you can only get her sculptures in scenarios. So you have to do Ceroli Crisis in order to get sculptures for her. And I think you can only get 50 a week, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check. And the last commander that we're going to talk about is Markswoman, right? You can't forget about Markswoman. She's a peacekeeping commander available, and the other ones are Gather Versatility and more versatility. So Markswoman is a great peacekeeping commander for the very, very early game. You do get her unlocked. Do not put any books in her. Just let her level up like normal. You could just do up to the peacekeeping tree and get most of the skills there. But other than that, I would not focus on Markswoman at all. Mine's not leveled up at all. I don't use her. Sometimes I use her in the field. Alright, so now let's talk about this skill tree. Okay, so here's my build that I use for Boudica. This is a great peacekeeping build. It has the march speed. It's got the double-edged sword, which is more damage to barbarians. It gives Trophy Hunter, which allows you to get more chests when you kill barbarians. You could get Mighty Force, but again, this is when you're launched as a rally. So I don't use her for a rally commander, but if you did use her as a rally commander, taking Mighty Force is important. The rest of the ones here are very minor. I do have, oh yeah, this is very important. I'm sorry. Insight is the most important talent that you need to get when you start this commander. Any peacekeeping commander, because this is decreasing your AP cost whenever you attack a barbarian or a fort. So this is very, very important. Make sure you get that talent first. And of course, you get increased experience from defeating Barbarian, and this, I believe, is only applied to Boudica and not to the secondary. It may apply to the secondary. I'll have to double check. Now, that's how I build out Boudica and my peacekeeping commanders, and that covers overall commander usage. Now, let's get these commanders on the field and talk about them from there. Okay guys, we're going to go ahead and set up my marches, and what we're going to do is I'm going to set up my marches and we're going to discuss, after I have my marches pulled out of my city, exactly how I have them set up and why I have them set up this way. So the first thing we're going to talk about, since we're on the field, is about AP usage. I'm going to show you on the screen right here where the AP usage bar. It's located directly under your avatar frame, and it tells you exactly how much recovery time you have and the speed bonus that you have in case you have a special type of city skin or like a buff or a rune or something. It gives you the updated information here. It's pretty cool. It tells you per second and per point you get per second. And you can just look at your AP pots here and hit the green check, and it allows you to kind of see how many AP pots that you have. You can kind of assess how many barbarians you want to do. I would recommend not going above the 1,000 bar, and that's just a slight recommendation. Okay, so we're going to talk about how the AP usage works. You know, when you attack a barbarian and you see on the top left-hand side of your screen, again, under your name, it tells you the amount of time amount of AP that's going to cost you. Now, when you hit a guardian, it's actually considered a barbarian. So since it's considered a barbarian, it's actually going to automatically reduce the amount of AP usage that you're going to use when you're attacking a standard barb. So if you attack multiple guardians with multiple armies, you're now decreasing your AP usage on a standard barbarian. Now, guardians, it doesn't cost anything to kill them. You can kill them for free and nothing going to be costed, but your AP usage is actually going to go down. As you can see here, I killed the guardian and the AP went from costing 40 to 38 per barb. So if you kill all of the barbarians, if you kill all of the guardians, it's actually reducing your AP cost by a lot. So it's recommended that you do kill the guardians first and then go on your barb hunts. Some people can't get that lucky and they just go on the barb hunts as it is. It is going to take up to 5 barbarians to bring it down to the lowest AP cost of 30. Now let's talk about how I have my loadouts for my barbarian killing as I'm killing all these guardians. I use a belly and a Tao sometimes. So what I normally do is I have a tank march. So I have an Ethelfled with a Richard. I do have a Boudica with Cleo because I want some heal as well. And this is my standard barb hunting crew. Now everyone's going to be different, and of course, remember, Boudica is running with archers, as you can saw early in my video. My Lohar has the commander that I'm trying to give XP most to, and that's actually Constantine. So Constantine is with Lohar. But if I was trying to level up any specific commander, I would use them. Now, you'll see most people run around the map with random barbarian killing machines, like a Sun Tzu you'll see on the field, or you'll see other non-peacekeeping marches on the field. And that's up to the person using them. They may just be trying to just max level these commanders up. I don't do it. I wouldn't recommend doing it. But You do need to use AoE marches. So having Ethelfled, she does provide an AoE. So it's important to use the AoE as much as possible because you can chain barbarians. Now, when I do that, I normally chain with Ethelfled by herself. And it makes it easier for me to have one commander I focus on and I attack multiple barbarians at the same time. She uses her AoE and now she can attract more barbs, which is kind of cool. And that allows you to quick select as well. You click on the march and then it quick selects it for you. As you can see here, the AoE did work and it attacked the march. And what I do is I select all and then it does automatically attack. It's kind of cool because now it saves you AP on Ethelfled, because Ethelfled's going to use her AoE to attract the barbarian. And it's like free AP because now you don't have to worry about it. A lot of people use YSG, especially when he has expertise, because what that does is it does create a large halo effect around your troop, and anyone in that type of effect is going to get hit by the barb and it's going to get attracted to you, and therefore you're going to get free AP usage. We call that Barb Chaining. Now, let's talk about the events, because there's a lot of events that you can kill barbarians for. There's Strategic Reserve, there's like the holiday events and the event bundles, and specifically Lohar event. And the Lohar event does not come very common in older kingdoms. It's like once every 2 or 3 months, but you'll get it for like 2 or 3 days and that's it. You won't see him again for another few months. But look how many bone necklaces I got. I actually got kind of lucky because in Light and Darkness, there was multiple events going on. We had the Barbarian Killing event, we had Mighty Governor Barb Killing, and we had Lohar. It was like a trifecta. I was like, this is pretty dope. I went ahead and opened all of my Lohar necklaces and I got like a significant amount of gems and stuff. I got some Lohar longbows, which are the green ones, and then the bucklers, which are the blue ones. Kind of cool. Got some speed ups and some healings. I'm going to be using all of that in KVK because it was a rough KVK for us, but it worked out really well. Now, I'm not going to be using the arrows, but if you're trying to upgrade your watchtower, I would highly recommend you do a lot of Lohar, or kill a lot of barbarians during a Lohar event. Now, Lohars do drop fragments for blueprints and stuff, so you can attack them, and it gives the Lohar the sculptures. You can use universals in him, but please don't use universals in Lohar. You will get them plentiful whenever you do standard Lohar. Now I'm going to do a quick little cap on how to actually barb chain with one march. What you do is you quick select one march and then you sit and wait for their active skill to go off. And when the active skill goes off, it does activate the AoE skill. And what you do is if you're using a phone or BlueStacks or any type of device, you just use your finger and just drag and drop, and you just got to be really careful because these barbs are very temperamental. If you accidentally move too far away, the barb's like, oh hey, I'm not gonna go with you, I'm gonna go back the other way, and they literally run back the other direction. So if you can chain multiple of them at one time all together, that's really great, and it'll be really beneficial because it'll allow you to get multiple barbarians at a time and be more effective. Some other really cool tips and tricks. I'm going to show you a video here. It's actually me farming barbarians with other kingdoms, which is kind of cool, especially in Kingdom versus Kingdom. You're going to have a chance to fight with a whole bunch of different kingdoms, a whole bunch of different people. It's really cool. But when you're going with other kingdoms, it's really important to remember common courtesies. Like if you see the line going to the barbarian, make sure you pull your troops off to the side, wait for them to attack, or if they're there, give pop a little emoji, say hi, hey, I'm here, I'm going to kill the barbarian with you. And hopefully they're allies, so they're not going to just kill you. Because I will say this, if you are farming barbarians on the map and you're trying to kill these barbarians, and let's say you go AFK and you're in a war zone and you forget, and then the enemy just comes up and like whacks your crew, and they're all barb farming marches and they're not attack marches. So like you do have to be kind of worried about that. But other than that, I wouldn't really worry too much, especially if you're working with other alliances. Just be very careful, especially if you have War Frenzy and if you have the War Frenzy notification turned off. If you do and you attack them, they're going to be mad. And if they have an AoE march, if you're attacking them and they're in the same alliance and there's more people there, you're going to get attacked by the AoE. Maybe not by them directly, but by the AoE damage. And that's just because how Lilith has recently set it up, where if you're being attacked by someone else's alliance, you're going to get attacked by the AoE, by the other members of that alliance. It's kind of cool. And it happens a lot actually at Guardians. So if you ever do Guardians in younger kingdoms, like there's a significant amount of this that happens. But don't be attacking your allies. Don't cause any other hostile stuff going on. I mean, we don't... KVK is enough drama, and Lost Kingdom chat is crazy as enough. We don't need more of it in it. Just FYI, coming from someone who does diplomacy for a kingdom. 2 kingdoms at the same time in 2 different KVKs. FYI, thank you. Anywho, this is a great video for those members out there that are trying to remember what it's like to be killing barbarians in the beginning of the game. Now, killing barbarians is kind of boring, but you do have the daily tasks that you have to complete. Now, to note, as of right now, when I'm recording this video, I am at full capacity in my hospital. So that is why that the recordings that you saw in this video were actually from the video that I recorded before, because I can't kill anything. If I go out on the battlefield right now and try to kill a Barb, I'm going to get dead troops, which we all know that's not very good anyways, so don't do that. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. Again, thanks so much for watching this series of remembering the basics in the episode 2 about the Barbarians. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more advice about the Barbarians or anything in particular, let me know in the comments, right? Just drop it in, let me know what you think, and I'll take it from there. But that's it for now, guys. So for now, just keep it real.